In this video, and this is probably going to be a fairly short one, I want to talk to you about pure virtual functions. Now, I did this in a separate video because I wanted to get your attention with it, and I want you to pay close attention to this. Now, before we talk about pure virtual functions, let's back up just a bit and let's talk about a virtual function. Now, I talked about those in a separate video entitled Virtual Function Basics. But if you remember, a virtual function is a function that we put in a base class that we basically mark it so that it can be redefined in a derived class or in a class that's inheriting from this class. All right? And so virtual function was pretty cool. Now, a pure virtual function kind of takes this a step further. A pure virtual function is not a function that can be redefined in a derived class. It is a function that simply must be redefined in a derived class. We're going to basically put the signature with a little extra stuff in there on the pure virtual function in the base class, but we'll put no operational code whatsoever. So it's like a function without any code that runs when it gets called, all right? And so obviously you can't call that function. But that is a pure virtual function. So the first question that comes into your mind is, well, wait a minute, what's the big deal? Why would I want to use a pure virtual function? Well, very simply, most often it is to ensure polymorphic functionality in all derived classes. In other words, in the simple examples I've been using for the veterinarian's office with the cat class, let's say that cats get inoculated. But different breeds cats get inoculated at different ages, they get different dosages, they have different diseases, whatever. I have no idea, I'm not a veterinarian, you can probably tell. But we still want the same inoculate function in all of our derived classes off of this base class. Well, we would put a pure virtual function in the base class, and when we talk about abstract classes, you will see how that ensures that every derived class uses that one particular function call, and then we can make sure that we have the same calls, that we simplify. We have our standard, organized, well-designed object model, but we're still providing polymorphic functionality to all of our derived classes just based on this pure virtual function in the base. Now, here's the bottom line, and this is the perfect segue into another video. The presence of a pure virtual function makes a class abstract. Now, if you know what an abstract class is, it just turned the light on for you. If you don't know what an abstract class is, then we just need to join me in the video entitled Abstract Classes. See you there.